This is 2-Bear Studios devlog for Project Janus. This update is going to be talking through some of the player controls and the basic zombie setup. We'll go through, there's still a lot of things that are still in development, and the setting that you see is in no way going to reflect the end game. This is just a staging area for our developers to concentrate on the game mechanics. Without further ado, let's jump into it. As you can see, we've changed the player character now for Janus. He's now a bit more rough and ready, and there's a bit more personalisation been done on him. So we've removed the gas mask. So we have received some comments that he's looking like Agent Hunt out of Resident Evil, which is obviously something we want to try and avoid. So we've updated the character model. We are planning to make the player character fully customizable with sort of special ops and different shaders and textures for his appearance. We're even going to make his outfit customizable. At the moment here, we've removed his backpack and the gas mask and swapped it for a more traditional helmet, chest rig, and some backpacks. We've worked through and fixed some of the bugs we had with the aiming system. So you'll see now that Janus is able to aim with his crosshairs over both the Y and the X axes with restrictions in place. He's moving to plus and minus 15 degrees on the Y axis, allowing him to target the zombie on different limbs and get those all important headshots. Also fix some bugs in the animation for the quick roll. So the quick roll, now the camera is rotating 180 degrees and the player animation is more of a roll really, so it's like a turn round and roll. But we will be improving the player animations before release date. Also got the reload animation working better. It's just the weapon animations now need fixing, so there will be muzzle flash and bullet ejection. The devs are currently working on the weapon animations. Right, let's crack on with the zombie. So as you saw in the scene setup, we know there's a zombie hiding behind this vehicle. What we've done with the zombie, as you can see in the console log, is the zombie is currently in a state as he's checking for a collider that matches on the player's layer. Now, we haven't tagged him as the player, we've just associated this player onto the player layer. The idea will be we'll introduce in a local co-op and a multiplayer co-op, so there'll be more than one player sat on the player layer. The range is fully customizable. I believe it's set at 10 at the moment, so if we get right behind this vehicle, you'll see now in the console logs that the zombie is located a player capsule collider, but the zombie doesn't have line of sight, so he's saying he's passed a field of view check, but then in the next log statement it's hitting car 1, and then so the last statement is saying there's no target found. So that's what we'd expect. We wouldn't expect a zombie to react to our presence if it can't see us. So if we take a step back, so we're out of the zombie's range, we'll then run so we can rotate the camera around so we can see the zombie. Now, because we're out of the zombie's range, you'll see that the counters have stopped on the console log. So now the only counter that's moving is the zombies checking for a collider again. So the zombie is not, we're out of the zombie's range for our box collider. So what I now want to show you is, at the moment, there's no detection from sound. The zombie is only detecting from box collider hits or collisions. If we walk up behind the zombie will recognize the box collider. As you'll see, the zombie's found a box collider on the second console statement, is now starting to trick, but it's not past the field of view. So the zombie's field of view is set up for the eye line, so he has roughly 180 degrees vision only to the front. So I can demonstrate here, I can get right up behind the zombie, and because I'm behind him, he will not respond. If I now come round to this side, to the front, you'll see the zombie has now changed status and is in a state as pursued target. We now want the zombie's now recognised us and we're in his attack range. And the zombie's now rotating around, so he's navigating with a mixture of code input and a nav mesh setup. So the whole area has got a nav mesh to set the zombie's boundaries. And the zombie is also being rotated by the nav mesh, but the speed of movement and the attack cooldown that you notice then, it's all being controlled by a zombie manager script. So the zombie is now set at a minimum range of 1 before he will attack, then he tries the leap attack. Obviously there's no damage being dealt to the player or to the zombie at this stage. The triggers have been set on the zombie, but there is no health system or damage system that's still in development at the moment. What I can demonstrate is that if the player shoots limbs, you'll see there's an animation triggers, and then we get a message. I'm just going to back off from the zombie for a bit. You'll see we just have a message simply stating 11 as the last message in the console. Now, if you look to the right of the screen in our layers setup, you'll see 11 is damageable left arm. So the console's recognizing that the player shot the left arm. And you'll see that the zombie is maintaining his pursue target status, so that we're not refreshing him, we're not setting a distance, so there's no de-aggro set at the moment. We just the zombie will continue to chase us until one of us dies. Now, I'll now demonstrate the headshots. So you'll see we knock him back, and the console is recording that to 8, which on the layout is damageable head. Animation for the other arm and the 2 legs. As you can see now, every limb. So what we will be doing as part of the next development, our developers are currently working on polishing off the player character, and then we'll be working on the health system and the damageable limbs, with the intention of the player being able to shoot off arms and legs and feet, and the zombie will continue in a crawl animation. If it loses its legs or a limb, will literally drop off, and with bullet spray and blood damage being visible on the zombie animation. The zombie team are in early development stages at the moment. Thanks for your time. I hope you all like this demonstration.